tell me about the process of getting involved with Hail Caesar. How does that happen? Because I imagine that's a different day than most of your other days.
It is a different day. It just started with a simple audition, and I went in for 2 roles. My agent got it for me, and I was like, oh my God, it's the Coen Brothers movie. I did some research. I saw who was in it. I was like, oh my God, this is a big one. I went in. I did my first audition. They said, great. Do the second one. I did my second audition. They said, great. And then the casting director, Ellen Chenoweth, grabs extra sides and she goes, could you do me a favor and also read for this one? And she just hands me brand new sides. And I said, and sides, for people who don't know, are a portion of a script that they give you, just pages with dialogue. So I said, yeah, could I take a moment? She said, take all the time you need. I went out and I just went back to my roots of like, make a strong choice. What's your relationship? Do you love them or do you hate them? Is there an arc that you can find in this character? Okay, let's go. I went back in about 5 minutes later. I felt good about it. The way it was written, it was 5 words, but it was clear to make a very strong choice in it, and like a very strong flip of the scene. So I did it. They said, great. And then I left. A week later or so, I was watching a terrible movie because we were doing a bad movie review for our YouTube channel, me and Ross. Nice. One of the Dracula movies. Anyway, I got an email saying you have a callback for Hail Caesar. And the Coen Brothers are going to be in the room. And I was like, oh my God.
Right.
So the day comes. I went. I went in the room. They called me back for 2 roles. One of the original ones and then the new one that I did in the room.
Okay.
And when I did the second one, the one that I booked, I did it. And first of all, Joel and Ethan were both there with like producers and the casting director and casting associate. Very overwhelming. I walk in, Joel sitting in the corner, just like me, cross-legged, and he's just like, hey, Noah. And then Ethan comes up to me and shakes my hand. He goes, hi, I'm Ethan. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm Noah. Good to meet you. I did my 5 lines, and I remember Ethan stopping going, huh, I never saw it like that. That's great. Thank you, Noah. And then I left. And then a couple days later, I got first avail or something, some term I'd never heard before. And then that was a Friday. And then Monday, I got another audition for Hail Caesar for a sailor for a Channing Tatum scene.
Okay.
And I was like, what is going on here? And then they were like, oh, yeah, don't go to that. I think there was a mix up. We submitted you before you were on avail, and they probably called you in not knowing you're on avail. A week later on Friday, I get a call from my manager. Got the voicemail. We got some news for you. Call us back. Called them back. You booked the scene with Scarlett Johansson. Here's the information. Can we confirm you? And I was in like the hallway of a apartment building, and I just like freaked out. And my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, was like, what? I was like, I'm doing a scene with Scarlett Johansson.
What do you remember how you celebrated that night?
Yes, I called everyone in my family, and then my father transferred me $75, and he was like, go and celebrate and take Erica out. We went out for a very nice dinner, got a bottle of wine, and celebrated.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So how long is it from the time that you book that till the time you actually shoot it?
That was a long one because it's film. Television's like, because I was just on hold for a film that was going to film the next day. Man, this industry is so weird. That was a long one, maybe a month.
But so it's not like 2 days either way. You got some buildup kind of thinking about it.
Yeah, but like I was just on hold for a big film this last week. That I would have filmed, and I got released Thursday, and I would have filmed Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So it varies. And television is like you book it, you go in for your fitting a day or 2 later, and then you go and film the day after that.
Okay. So explain the on-hold process for, is it basically just reserving your calendar?
Yeah. So on hold or avail or pinned are all the same thing. And I've been speaking about this a lot this last week because I was on hold for a full week for a potentially career-changing role that I did not get. It is the worst thing in this industry, in my opinion.
Okay.
As an actor,
It doesn't sound great.
people love it. Actors love it. Like, I even asked on my Instagram story, I was like, actors, do you like being pinned? And almost everyone said yes. I really don't like it. The good thing, okay, let me back up. Being pinned, being unavailable, being on hold just means that we are putting you, like, you're in the top. You're in the top tier. We like you, maybe 1, 2, 3 4 other people. It might be you, save these dates, or are they available?
Sure.
So the agent says yes or no, or, maybe they're also on hold for something else. Pinning is an old term from when they had corkboards and they put physical pins in your headshot and to like line up what the cast would look like. So yeah, you just sit back and wait and there's nothing you can do about it.
What do you think, not to cut you off, but what do you think, other than maybe just some self-validation, why do you think other actors like it? Is it just the ability to talk and say that
I think the self-validation, because there's so much rejection that like having those little wins is important.
Sure.
To me, I just wish that I've been debating telling my representation, don't tell me if I'm pinned on a veil. I will be there if I book it. Tell me if I get released, though, because I want to know that casting director pinned me. I want to know who saw my tape. I want to know, who I'm on the radar of. But that week process is just checking your, like, right now, if I were pinned, my phone wouldn't be on that couch. Right. I would be checking it every 3 seconds.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
imagine.
addictive. It's really bad. But some people like it. And like, now that it's been a few days and I got released, I now can look back and be like, some really big names, one of the biggest producers in the world right now, 2 of them have now seen my tape and liked it enough to say he's our top choice. But it sucks at the same time.
So I guess going back to Hail Caesar, what's a day on a Coen Brothers set like? Is it different than other things you've worked on? Or did it just feel different because of what it was?
It felt a little different. First of all, it was my first ever big booking.
Okay.
So I hadn't done The Middle. I hadn't done Legion. I hadn't done To Tell the Truth. I hadn't done anything else. And maybe it's just like Noah's memory in that moment because this was my first on-set experience like that. But it seemed like a greater magnitude because we shot on a lot and my scene was shot in a lot, on a lot, like it was supposed to be.
Right.
And there were so many people on set, like 500 people and extras and synchronized swimmers and producers and just so many freaking people. And when they called out like B team off, A team on, everyone else clear out, it was me, Josh Brolin, Scarlett Johansson, Joel Ethan Coen, and Roger Deakins, who just won for 1917 and is the winningest cinematographer of all time. And I was just like, holy shit, like I belong here. Like these are my peers.
Sure.
Like they're not even like I've worked hard to get here. Like, and really keep myself in that moment of you deserve this. You belong here. They're not better than you. They've had better breaks and they've been doing this longer. But it was cool. And Josh Brolin was like the chillest. When people say people have that it factor, like stars, he has that it factor. He came over to me, like grabbed the inside of my thigh. He goes, hey, buddy. And just like sat down next to me and chatted for like 20, 30 minutes. And I was telling him how great this was going to be for my reel to have you and Scarlett in my reel. He's like, oh my God, I forgot about reels. He was like, and this is like right when he was starting to do Thanos. And it was, and of course I'm like, I'm with Thanos and Black Widow. And then I got released at like noon. I was there for like 5 hours. And then I went home and walked my dog and thought, oh my God, did that just happen?
What a weird
day.
Surreal day.
Yeah.